Welcome to another episode of Prattle with Tré Vayne for connoisseurs of casual conversation. Each week, my guests and I will chit chat over an obsession of theirs that captures their interests and their soul. This week, we're turning up the radio because it's time to celebrate the music in me. Are you ready to catch a groove? Let's go. That was great. Okay.
That was so good. That was so good.
I just try to be RuPaul. Okay, that's all I try to do. That's all I try to do.
Mine is the fracking.
No.
Oh
the price
my
right. No. Dash Gabriel is tapped into culture, tapped into music, tapped right into the beating heart of the universe. Dash is a person who knows how to make you feel as good as her dancing ability, and she has been a wonderful friend and inspiration. Everyone, please welcome Dash to the Prattle couch. Welcome.
That was such a sweet intro.
I really appreciate that. I love writing the
that.
intros. I love writing the
Thank
intros.
you.
It's so fun. I get to like gush about all of my besties. It's
That
so
was very
cute.
sweet. Thank you.
How have you been, Dash?
I've been good. I love that you were talking about my dancing abilities.
I love your dancing. I love your dancing.
I really need to go dancing again. Like, you know,
Yes.
it's harder as an event planner to find the time, but I've been good. I just celebrated 1 year at GLAD.
Congratulations. Okay, so tell the people. Okay, let's get into Dash is. We met because you were working at NYU and I was still a
Yes.
student.
Yes.
And I am so happy that we went from supervisors to friends. I love that for me. And you were working on the events team and Dash
Yes.
ran those events like the Navy, heart and soul. You're just so good at what you do. But what do you do at GLAD?
So I'm still in event. I've been doing events for over a decade, for about 12 years now, and I was an event manager when I was at NYU, and I was there for 6 years. I did all the admissions related events, and then a year ago, I got a job at GLAD, which is the Gay Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation.
It's so crazy how I didn't even realize
Think
it was an
about
acronym.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an acronym.
That's so crazy. I'm a bad gay.
Please. So many of us are bad queers. But I am an event manager there, and I basically help produce all the events that we do throughout the year. I mean, not all of them, but our signature events. So we have the GLAD Media Awards. I just actually finished doing our Black Queer Creative Summit, which is the first
That
of its
sounds
kind.
amazing.
Yeah, we invited 150 Black queer creatives to Los Angeles. We paid for their room, for their travel. They got to engage with all these different creators and
Wow.
influencers, professional development. It was honestly exceptional. It's been a roller coaster of a year. 2023 has been that girl.
She's been that girl with things to say.
She's been that girl, you know. I think it's been a season of a lot of growth and a lot of evolvement at a rapid pace. And I think the first half of the year is a little rocky. There's like a cognitive dissonance that comes with a lot of change. And I also moved, so I like live on my own. So it was a lot of big changes. But the second half of the year, I'm smooth sailing now. I've found my rhythm. I'm grooving. I'm dancing again.
She's dancing again. That's actually really incredible because I remember when you like announced that you were doing this job, I was like so excited. And then like you are doing like the coolest events. And it makes sense that it's just like an adjustment. But I always prefer the second half of the year to the first half of the year. You know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know, more comforting. I love the last 3 months. They're my favorite.
I think we also forget that it takes a full year to acclimate to like changes to
That
a
is
new
so true.
life. Like I think
I'm such a rusher.
yes,
But it's like you can't.
And you have this. I feel also like now that I'm like a little bit older, I think like, oh, I'll adjust more quickly, and it's like, what the is going on? Like that was me like every month. I was like, what is happening? Like, why am I not?
My problem with me is that like a change will happen, and like let's say like I stubbed my toe, right? And we know like to recover from a stubbed toe takes like a week. Day 2, I'm like, I'm gonna wake up and this thing's gonna be gone and I'm gonna be over it. Like I want to rush. Like I went to rush processing so much, but like you said, you have to give yourself the time, give yourself the space. That's why I said like I lived in LA for 7 months and I absolutely hated it, but I still don't think.
Slow.
But there were so many reasons. It's just too slow. I can't drive. It's just like a weird place. But I think it's still not like a valid,
I agree with that.
right? But it's not like a valid like assumption because I was only there for 7 months, and like, so I don't think that's enough.
You have
time
to like give your.
to know.
I get it though. I mean, I was on the struggle bus at the beginning of the year, but I think I really my word this year is surrender.
Beautiful. I also love words of the years and mottos of the year. I love that. My motto this year is take yourself seriously.
Oh, I love
Hence
that.
the mics, the couch, and the lights.
That's so ironic because my phrase this year about everything has been, that is so unserious. you are so unserious right now. Like that's like been my mood about so many things. I'm like, you are so unserious. But surrender has been my word of the year. And I feel like for a lot of people, that's a lot harder to put into practice than we realize. Because even when you think you're surrendering, you're trying to control how you're surrendering.
It's like you reached into my psyche and said, "Stop that," because it's true.
Right,
Like
it's true.
you can't choose how you. Oh, I'm
You
gonna think
can't
about that forever.
like the
now. That's
whole
like,
idea is that you really have to do your part. I feel like for
let
me,
go.
this year surrendering, what I learned is like I, especially living alone on my own and having to take care of myself and put myself as a priority, I've really had to learn like the importance of relaxation and rest.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, doing less and getting paid more.
Love that. Love that.
Like,
doing less, getting paid more.
Because the reality is, like, I was doing too much.
right.
I was doing too much.
Right.
And so, like, I'm actually not working less. It just feels like it, you know? And so I think surrender has been, like, just a really, it's like a mantra for me. And every day is different. That's my other mantra.
I every day is different. That's
Every day is
beautiful.
different.
And I also feel like the surrendering, like the because it's so like scary and so I don't know, like just being able to like fully let go and fully like let anything happen. It's just like really crazy. So
it's terrifying.
Props to you, mama, for being able to like. Speaking of unserious, props to you.
Props to you, mama. No, I'm gonna do a ticket counter for how many times you say "purr," because that's. Love. Tré texted me 2 times before we got here and ended each sentence with "purr." I was like, "What?" These are the moments where I'm like back at NYU and I'm like, "What?"
I love talking nonsense. I love talking nonsense, especially at work. Like but it's also one of those things where it's like, it's just how I say things. Like I was saying, like, I was trying to say, like, I need to stop saying the word vibe because I oversay the word vibe.
Yeah.
And then 2 seconds later, I was like, yeah, like, it's a vibe. And I was like, I can't stop saying it. And I can't stop saying purr, vibe, and nar. But I probably...
I love nar, though. Nar.
I do nar. I do sar, gar. Like, we've got to stop. I'm sorry to the
I kind of
continent
love
of
nar,
Australia.
though. I just take phrases and I'll repeatedly say it and get on people's nerves. Like,
I'll drive something to the ground. Through the ground.
This was my phrase all summer. You ready? This is what I want to say.
This is what I want to say.
This is what I want to say. Run, songs. That was like nonstop. That and Spooky Ookie.
Well, that also from Renaissance. No stress, regret. Renaissance, yes. Back to the feminine what?
Wow. Come on. There's just too many outlets from Renaissance. And I was incorporating into everything.
That's actually a perfect segue because we just already got a little carried away, but we do have a topic for today. And I think it does fall right in line with this idea of checking in with yourself and like using all of your tools to sort of nurture yourself. Absolutely. And our topic of today is Spotify Wrapped. You love your Spotify. You love your pop playlist. You love your music as more than music. So first, let's start off with, tell me why Spotify Wrapped is really that girl.
I mean, I can't remember the first year that Spotify Wrapped came out, but I just thought that it was, well, I should start off by saying that I'm an eclectic music listener.
That's exciting.
I don't really listen to one specific genre of music. I love to just kind of traverse different sounds and voices and just production. So for me, it was a really cool way to look at how my music has evolved over time.
Yeah.
You know, and before I would look at a playlist and see like the first song I added in the year, the last song I added, you know, just to see like how is my music, like how has my taste changed? So for Spotify Wrapped, it was so cool to just see like, oh, these are the artists that I've really been vibing with all year.
Right.
And why is that? Like what headspace was I in that I was listening to this specific type of music? I mean, honestly, every year is going to be on my Spotify Wrapped is going to be some chakra balancing music. Okay?
Gorgeous. You gotta put that
Always. I know this year Brown Noise is going to be on there. Okay? Because that's my focus music. Okay? Like there are certain things where I'm like, okay, I know that's going to be on there. But then there are new artists that I've like discovered. And I love to see like my top album. I'm really curious this year specifically because when Renaissance came out, it took over my Spotify rap.
There was nothing.
There was nothing.
But
Every song
Renaissance.
was from Renaissance. Every album, I was like, okay.
There was nothing but that lady and that damn horse.
There was no diversity, and it had me in a chokehold. You know, I think it had everybody in a chokehold.
It did.
So I'm curious this year to see like what my sound has like expanded to, especially because there's just been a lot of incredible music, and for me, music is really healing. It's a way that I regulate my nervous system. You know, there's not a day that I'm on the train, or if I'm at work and I'm feeling stressed, or if I've had a difficult conversation, or I'm preparing for a difficult like whatever the case may be, looking through a playlist and finding the right song can just change like the way my brain waves are functioning.
Okay, I have a question about this too, because I also like I agree. I feel like music is like the most personal and closest, like most beautiful, I guess, art form to me. Like, you know, I love movies so much, and I don't really like TV that much, but I love like visual art, but I'm like not obsessed with that. But like music's the one that I'm like, it evokes the most emotion for me. Maybe that's it.
I love that.
But I love how people listen to music differently. So when you are like on the train, right? That's the most idle time to listen to music. Are you always listening to a playlist? Because I have 2,700 songs in my liked songs, and almost always I just shuffle. I just shuffle all the songs that I've ever liked, and I'm not like a playlist girly unless it's so specific of the mood. But are you a playlist all the time?
So I have different playlists that I build out for different things. I love creating playlists. That's like a hobby. Like my friends will come to me for parties and be like, Dash, can you make a playlist for us? So I just love creating playlists in general, but I'm similar to you. I have a playlist that's called All Time Tunes. And it is literally just like songs I like that I add to it. So I will shuffle that playlist, but like I can tell you, like actually, let's see.
Yeah, like, can you please name off some beautiful playlists that you have? Because I also feel like the playlist names is a great art.
I will name off my playlist names, but I will say too, when it comes to the train, sometimes I will put it on shuffle, but then there are moments where I'm like, I don't like the order of the music that's playing. So I will actually curate the playlist. I actually curated my playlist for my ride coming here.
Wow. Okay.
Because I was like, what are the artists that have really been sticking out to me? What's the vibe? I also literally never, I remember a song. I remember like phrases in the song, the production. I won't remember the artist's name. I'm like, who was that?
Oh, that's so interesting. When I listen to music, I'll like be able to know every word to a song. And then until I see it written out, or if I say it slowly, I won't even, like, I don't process lyrics, basically.
I get that. I get that
so
too.
Strange, but most of the time I'm just like, I couldn't tell you what they're saying, but I do love, like knowing the artist and people who know years freak me out. Like people like that album was in like 2006.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't even know what happened yesterday.
The only way I'd be able to do that is if like I remembered a specific thing from my own life.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, a marker.
Like I remember the Taylor Swift 1989 album because it was a breakup album for me.
And now that Taylor's version is coming back around, are you like re-triggered all over again? Or are you like...
Not really. I'm not a true Swiftie, but I do appreciate Taylor Swift. Is what I will say. I appreciate the eras. I feel like the Red in 1989 are is it 1989?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yes, I feel like those are the eras. See, I don't even know for sure.
I had like such an interesting long way around with Taylor Swift because like I started off being, have I said this before on this podcast? We'll see. But I started off being a fan of her when she first came out. Obviously, I loved Our Song, like all that kind of stuff. Aww. And then,
Treacherous.
I know. And then when she, it's funny reason to not like Taylor Swift anymore, but when she crossed Beyonce, like Reputation era, or not Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, excuse me, that would be more. Okay. I know, that's why.
I was like, didn't they
I'm sorry. I know, it was Kim.
Didn't they just resolve everything?
I like split away, but I've come back to like sort of really respecting her impact. Like her impact is unmatched and untouched, but going back to Dash for a second,
you want me to read off my playlist for you?
Wait, yes. Okay, yes. The live reading, dramatic reading of the
Okay, so I have All Time Tunes. I have the Total Package Energy playlist.
Yeah.
This was a birthday playlist, 26 and Lit.
Love.
I made a Dash's Day Party. That was for my housewarming party this year. They're not that... Ooh. I have Just a Playlist. Just a Playlist was actually off Just a Dash, which was my podcast.
Just a Dash podcast.
So everybody. I really, because like I was talking about music so much, I was like, I should just make a playlist called Just a Playlist.
That's so gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have as creative names, but like when I look at them, I'm like, wow, these are very specific moods, very specific vibes. Not Dangerously 25. That was Beyonce themed.
So what is the key to like a great playlist? Like, because
Ooh,
you are an order person, which is
I
very interesting to me
am.
too. So what's the key to the sickening playlist?
I'm gonna use one of your favorite words, vibe.
Yeah.
It's really about building out the vibe. So for me, I love for playlists to go through different dips, especially like if you're at a party. There are moments at a party where people are just trying to chill and talk and
That's so
enjoy,
true.
mix and
Conversation is the
mingle.
most important part of a
And
party.
so you want the music to do the same thing, but you also want the music to build. So like I love like starting off with like a little Kaytranada
Ugh,
and then shifting that into Afro beats.
love.
And then shifting that into something that's maybe like a little Uzi Vert or
So
something
you're
like
taking
that.
people on like journeys and
Yes, it's
destinations.
about creating a journey. And I also love to go, I personally, the way like I listen to music too, I will become fixated on like a genre of music. I've been
Mhm.
this way since I was young. Like in fourth grade, I did a book report on the Great Depression. I became obsessed with Nat King Cole and
Wow.
like Sam Cooke and Ella Fitzgerald. And that's like all I was listening to for fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. And
That's
then
so
it was so random.
advanced and mature.
Yeah, and then that shifted into jazz and Jamie Cullum, and then I got into high school and I became obsessed with reggae. So I was listening to Bob Marley and everything that's like. So like I feel like that's also kind of how I build playlists out too. And I think for me with Spotify, what I really appreciate is they have Spotify Radio. So like if
Yeah.
you click on an artist
Yeah.
and you go to their radio, you're able to kind of see what other artists are included, and I discover a lot of new artists that way. And that's also another reason why I love building out playlists, because I like it takes me back to songs that I forgot about.
Absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know?
And also with the discovering artist thing, that's also something else that I've like. So when you are listening to music, are you like intensely hunting for new artists all the time, or do you like encounter people organically? Because like
Mm.
I am not a person who I rarely use my Spotify Discover. Like I rarely do the radios.
Yeah.
I like the songs that I like, and then when I'm
Yeah.
out in the world or out in a concert, I'm a Shazammer like no one's business, and that's how I find
Yes.
everything. But I don't
I'm
like.
so glad you said that. Somebody once told me that Shazam is like, I had a roommate who I love, but who told me that I was like an old auntie
People hate
for
Shazam.
using Shazam. And I
People
was like,
hate
that,
Shazam.
what are you talking about?
I was at a Rina Sawayama concert. I went to this concert because I didn't know her music.
Why are we hating
It's a
on
tool.
Shazam?
It's
What
a
the
modern. I think it's the name. It's such a corny Shazam. It's like goodness. Like,
Okay, that's
they could have called
true.
it like
What should we call it?
vibe catch.
No, no. Take me
But you want to catch a vibe.
This is what I want to hear.
But I was at a Rina Sawayama concert with my friend, and I was like Shazamming the song. They were like, "You're embarrassing," and I was like, "I need. To, how am I supposed to know the song?"
There are moments where I will admit that I have been like in an H&M holding out my
This is
Shazam
me.
to the speaker, just like.
This is me. This is me. I need to get the track. I'm getting the track.
Stop talking. You can't
Like,
hear the
shut up.
speaker. I have been that, and I'm in my auntie era, and I'm not ashamed of it. But to answer your question, I mean, the interesting thing is growing up in Florida, I always had the radio when I was
Mhm.
driving. So I think that it was definitely a lot easier to hear new artists or hear new music. But even that was like very specific, because you have radio play and then you have what's on people's albums. So I think when I moved to New York, I really, I've got to chalk it up to the guys and I dated who were musicians. Like I'll start there. I'll start with the underground Brooklyn
male
musicians.
get one win, and
They
it's
get-
today, and it's that. Okay, and that's all you
They
get.
get
Don't ask
one
for more.
win. I think that was and it's a soft win.
Right. It's an inspiration.
It's
win.
a
win of
gentle
inspiration.
win in the sense that I think that was my first exploration of like, oh, there's like other music outside of what's just on the radio or what's just on Spotify. There are artists on SoundCloud.
Right.
Like there are people who are just doing their music independently, who are working on it themselves. So I think moving to New York alone kind of expanded my ear. But in terms of how I discover music now, I would say it's organic. I also really don't use Discover. There are a few moments where I have, and it's like, okay, I liked literally 3 songs out of this playlist.
Yeah.
I don't know if like and I mainly use Spotify. I don't like use Apple or those sorts of things, and that's just because it's just too much.
I'm a Spotify purist.
It's
Like
too
I
much.
just think
Yeah,
I really think
it's
it's the
just
best.
too much.
It's the best.
It's just too much.
There's too many. That's all there is.
It's too many things at the same time. But I will say, through other podcasts, there's a podcast I listen to called The Friend Zone, and one of the hosts, his name is Asante, also known as the Music Man. He has a segment where he literally shares new artists, and he asks his other co-hosts to share artists they've been listening to. So I'll discover artists that way.
Nice.
Or sometimes through shows. Like if I'm watching Apple TV or whatever I'm watching,
Yeah.
like I'll hear a song or I just like the melody and I'll Shazam it.
Shazam! It's always
And
with
I'll
you.
Shazam it. So I think it's really organically, also like through other friends, like whatever they're listening to. I love doing music exchanges. I just recently at a friend's Halloween party, I built out a playlist with a friend there. Like we were doing it as the party was happening. No shade, the playlist was needed a little bump in, just need a little bump in. But yeah, I mean, just like exchanging and talking and adding things, it was like, oh, I don't know that artist. Oh, I don't know that artist. So just like that, I just recently added, I don't even know their name, but the song is called Dull. If anybody's interested, you should listen to it. It's like a cool, what I love about it is like a mix of like church and Afro beats. Like it's like this very unexpected mix of sound. I think also I would say in terms of how I discover music is, it's called Asake is the artist, and the song is called Dull. You should listen to it.
Get into it.
But I really like listening to a lot of global artists. I feel like in the West, in particular, wow, that sounded very like smart and political. In the West, in the Western world. No, but I do think in the United States, like it's interesting when you travel. There are so many American artists that are played, and we don't have the reverse experience here. We're not listening to a lot of global artists here in the United States.
Yeah, it's very. I like just went somewhere and I was like, I didn't hear that an artist who wasn't American the whole time. I think I was in Dublin. Yeah. I was in Dublin, Ireland, and like, which is a music city, like that, and like we on the radio, and like the only Irish artist. I don't know her name. It's Roisin, I think. That was like the only artist they like played who wasn't American, which is so interesting. And I also like think that's cool that you, even when you were talking about your taste when you were younger, like I am a pop lover, and I used to be like vaguely ashamed of loving like teeny bop or top 40 pop, but
I also love that,
and I love it too. But like I did not know much about music outside of America until literally college. I feel like college is when the first wave of like Spanish language music really hit. I like to say, I don't think this is like completely true. And obviously Spanish language music is a testament to Spanish speaking people, right? But I remember the watershed moment, not the butt, that's on its own, but no, not the butt. And, comma, right? I'm like, I lose my fucking stars. I just remember that the first massive moment in America where Spanish language music was there was the Despacito remix with Justin Bieber.
Oh my gosh, that was cool.
That was the first moment.
My mother is obsessed with that song. It was like in all her Zumba classes, like the 1 billion views. I was like, what's going on?
It really changed the game. Mainly, shout out to all credits and shout out to Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee for actually making the song. But Justin Bieber getting on that song, it like went diamond or something. I'm just saying lies, but it went crazy.
I remember it was I think it was the first YouTube video to get 1 billion views, the music video. It was like a huge thing. And that's really interesting too, honestly, because so I'm Caribbean. My family's from Haiti. So growing up, I had a mixture of music too. Like when I was at holiday parties, I was listening to music in Creole, like, and in French. And my dad loved Miles Davis growing up. So I feel like I was already kind of exposed to all different kinds of music growing up. And I think that's kind of what created the diverse ear. And also, interestingly enough, when you were talking about pop, so I was raised Roman Catholic. And when I was in 4th grade, that's when my family, my mom and my dad were okay with me listening to secular music. And my very first like pop artist who I will remain loyal to forever was Britney Spears.
I was hoping you'd say Britney. It was
Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC. Like that was like my world of pop, and I love Britney to this day. Yes, I do. I will always be a Britney stan.
What's your favorite Britney era or performance?
I really like the overprotected, the Madonna era that she had. I really
Is that music? Me Against the Music?
Me Against the Music.
I'm gonna get this speaker trying to take on my music.
Yeah. I want to get in the zone.
Unfortunately, I did hear that song and learn it through Glee. But
that's okay though.
Yeah, I'm not like a Britney person.
Listen, what I will say about Britney Spears, which I think is a beautiful testament to music, like, and I know that she has had such a difficult life, and I'm so glad that she's finally free. Shout out to you, Britney. But girl, put the knives away.
They were prop knives. They were prop.
So she says. But anyhow,
the prop house did confirm.
She has not had one bad album.
Ooh, delicious.
Like, she always has good music. Pink is also like that too, I will say. I feel like there are certain artists, like, I can't say that I've listened to like all of Pink's music in recent times, but growing up, like, there's some songs and some artists that stand the test of time.
I'll say this:
Britney's one of them
Funhouse by
for me.
Pink. That's an album.
That is an
that's
album.
a record. It's
That is
Funhouse
an
is
album.
good. Funhouse is. I was obsessed with.
Wait,
Pink
I
in
have
that
a
era.
question for you.
This is exciting, thank God. Yes.
Do you have a no skips album?
This is so crazy you said that because there is another segment later, and one of the questions is that for you. So
Oh my
right
God.
here. But my
Synergy. This is what I want to
This is what I wanna
say.
see. So at the risk of getting jumped by Beyonce and the Ghost of Prince, I usually
I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
I have not been historically an album girly, and I will say that
that's fair.
it takes like so many requirements for me to listen to albums. It has
But
to be
we're
an artist.
socialized to listen to music as singles.
Right. Okay. Thank you. I
So
feel less bad about
think,
it.
Yeah, I don't think you should feel. Also, I'm gonna age myself, but that's like a generation difference too. Like growing up for me, like it was exciting to go buy an album and put it in your CD player. Check that out, kids. I'm not that old.
You're not. That's just not that old. Yeah, that's just not that old. But I feel like I always say like 96, 97 was like such a big change.
Yes.
Even like I feel distant from people who were born in 98 and 99.
Yeah.
And then, so it's just like it's a big thing. But I would say my No Skips album, like it is Renaissance, but I'm going to like but I think the only other one is Pure Heroine by Lorde. That album changed my life. That album.
This is what I mean. I not that I love Lorde, but I literally forgot about Lorde.
Right.
Like, she has such a great artist.
And she wrote this album when she was 16, 17 in New Zealand without being a thing. And it came out my senior year of high school. And I was just never like, it's an album that's just about like, it's
about youth.
A gorgeous, but it's like sad. It's like youth is amazing, but it's like from the POV of when you're about to lose it and you know you're about to lose it. And I hearing that before going to college was amazing. And like all the songs, and like Ribs is the song. Like and it's one of those albums that when you listen to it, it gets better every year because you just have more experiences and stuff. So yeah, that's my no skip album for sure. Pure Heroine. What's yours? Well, one of yours, and maybe there's multiple. I don't know.
I have a few. Yeah, I have quite a few.
That's beautiful that like you like, I don't know, because I feel like I'm even like I don't know if I like music like albums that much to have multiple. I don't believe there are multiple in my life that are out there.
I have multiple, but it's not like a regular thing where I'm listening to full albums.
Right.
It depends, actually. I will say this is not like a no skips album for me, but right now I've had Scarlet on repeat by Doja Cat.
How my demons look.
I really have. Round one, fight. I love, that's a good album. But I would say my most recent No Skips album is Jaguar 2, Victoria Monet.
That is, every Victoria Monet song I hear is just butter. Like, it's so good.
I also, for me, what's really cool about that being a No Skips album, I love Victoria Monet, and I've been following her career for a while.
How gratifying must it be to like watch
Ariana
it?
Grande.
See, I found out her through Ariana Grande.
But that's okay though. Like those are I know for some people it's like once somebody makes it big, like I don't know, you have that whole hipster culture where people are like, oh, I don't really care. I'm not like that.
And that's
I'm
so
like,
stupid.
I want you to make it big.
Why would you put stock
I
into
want
someone?
You to grow. Oh my gosh, I just remembered something too. Like a great place that I find music and artists is also through the Terrell Show.
Oh, yeah.
A great show where, especially for finding like Black artists, underground artists. I mean, he has all size, shades, all that sort of stuff. But it's just like a beautiful place to find musicians that are just kind of under the surface or just about to make it big. And Terrell is growing too. Now he has like Kelly Rowland on there.
Kelly Rowland. Yeah. The Terrell Show, if you don't know, it's like a YouTube interview show, and it's like all of those little magazines that do like
they got it from him, Terrell,
and they can't do it like him because he only gets vocalists. Like he only gets vocalists, and
and it's just so beautiful. Like he always incorporates a game where they're singing by a word that he's picked, but it's like from their discography or music that they would love. But he also like interviews them, like you learn about them as an artist, and it's always so enriching. But anyhow, in terms of other No Skips album, Frank Ocean Blonde. And I would say like my first No Skip album was actually 2020 Vision, Justin Timberlake.
Wow, and that one's like really long too, right?
Yes.
Like famously, and it's no skips. Good for him.
It was a No Skips album because I remember, and here I'll remember a year for you. That was my senior year of college before I was moving to New York. And I would listen to it in the car as I was driving like around with my friends. But I loved that every song was so long because the production, that's one thing I really adore about music is production. And you can listen to that album and find something new every time in a song.
Love that.
Like turn up the bass or turn something down. Like you'll hear a new instrument, you'll hear a riff, you'll hear a new beat. That's the same thing with Renaissance. Renaissance is like that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, there's just so many samples, so many layers, and I love that too. I love like hearing samples and songs and going back and finding out what the original song was and listening to the original song, like just piecing it apart. It's like
it's one of my favorite TikTok holes. Like there's like all these accounts that are just dedicated to like showing where like samples came from and like what the original song is. Like Britney Spears' Toxic samples of Bollywood songs, which I didn't know my whole life. Like it's just cool. Like that's really beautiful. So you like production?
I do.
You like
love production.
Albums? Are you like do you like melt for sickening vocals? Or you just like vocals? Are you attached to lyrics? Like what else are you like super in tune to in the music?
I will say, because I'm a Cancerian, that I am very much, I love, like for example, Adele's album 30, that I did not like, I'm not married with kids, gone through a divorce, like none of that is reflective of my life, but just the songwriting, like to evoke in that way and to create that level of empathy. Although I will say, Woman Like Me, that song is about me.
Woman Like Her.
Listen to it and get into it. That is about me. But like, I really do love songwriting for sure. I think if someone is an incredible lyricist, that will definitely capture my ear. I think it's the composition of a song, but it can be simple. You like, for example, I really love Thames. And I think
she's having like the, like,
and I love that
out of people's dreams.
And I love that. And I love that for her. And it's been incredible because she is such a low key sort of vocalist. And even her lyrics, they're almost like poetry, but like in a simplistic way. I mean, her new song, 90% of the song, she's saying me and you.
And she means that
but she means it every time, and it hits you in your core, and like the percussion, like it sits in your bones, and like you feel it. So it's not necessarily that it has to be like, you know, all this crazy wordplay. It just has to be something that resonates. Yeah. You know, that's what it is for me. It resonates.
So have you in your music meandering, have you stopped by like the PC pop, like the very like fully from electronic instruments? Like, are you into that? Are you into like big bands, like that kind of?
When I tell you, I listen to everything. There's actually this song by, I think the artist's name is John Wayne. I want to make sure I'm.
That's a sickening name.
Yeah,
John Wayne.
There is actually, and it's like maybe one of the weirdest songs that I've listened to, but I really love it. Let me make sure it's the right one. Yes. Okay. There's this song called Andrew by John Wayne, and it is purely like electronic sounds, but it's literally, I think the album is called Bowser. So I'm pretty sure it's like Super Mario sounds.
I love that. I love that. I gotta
But the way this song like builds up the different sounds and like becomes like an actual beat that you are just like, you just like vibe into it. Like you just nasty. Like, this is nasty.
I love a good beat.
This is ill. Like this is sick. Sickness. Okay, like it's just like, you know, so I will listen to electronic music, like EDM music. You know, it just depends on, again, it really depends on what mood I'm in. I'm also a Gemini rising. So like I don't like
Gemini sun.
I don't like to be in like one box. You know, I like to listen, and whatever, you know, feels right that day, feels right in that moment.
Okay, so in the vein of feeling right and like, you know, you do what you vibe, like you listen to what you vibe to.
Yeah.
And since you listen to a lot of music, do you have like how much weight do you put on awards on music? Because I feel like awards more than
Yeah.
any other, like, no, I'm not saying more than any other, but particularly in music, awards are such a big deal. Like
Yeah.
in acting, right? Like you can be seen as a great actor without an
Yeah.
Oscar, but like you will not be seen as a
Okay, but
viable
we were
actor within the first
so
5
happy
years.
when Leo finally got his Oscar,
We
though.
were, yeah, we were,
We were, though.
we
You
were.
know,
But I think in
that's
music, especially if you're a
yeah.
new artist, you need those awards, and it's just like so. It's just like
Yeah.
such a
It's
loaded thing.
it's strange because I feel like, first of all, as an event planner, you know, it's a dream to like plan something like
Okay,
the
Grammys. This is your
awards.
next producer. She'll
Just
get the ratings.
I planted the seed before, but I'm just planting it again so it becomes a full garden.
Bro.
It's a dream to plan, you know, to plan something like that, especially as a music lover. But you know, I think that the industry has changed over time, you know, and how we listen to music and how we give accolades. And that's just not the music industry, that's so many industries in entertainment. It's not always just focused on the music, you know, like
Right.
sometimes it does feel like it's a popularity contest. Sometimes it does feel like it's about marketing. I'm sure there are different conversations happening behind the scenes. I
So
mean,
short,
I
yeah.
think about, you know, the story about Victoria Monet, them saying that she didn't have enough of like presence to be like at the award show.
Yeah, she wasn't like baked enough. I'm like, she has.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah, that's
because
just
because Ariana
yeah.
Grande's album wouldn't have been baked at all.
At all. Like I'm like,
without
yeah,
her.
yeah.
You know,
right.
so it's
and
a,
no one's performing like that girl. So like,
that's,
cut
you
it,
know,
right?
and meanwhile, you know, we got Ice Spice out here, and it's no shade.
Oh,
It's no shade.
I'm a munchkin.
I enjoy Ice Spice.
I
Actually.
love her.
I enjoy Ice Spice, and it's one of those things where it's like, why do I enjoy her? Like, what is it?
Because
And
I feel like-
I do think it's like that understated, unbothered cool.
Also, I feel like
Like-
that's something else about music. One thing that I love about music is, funnily enough, not about music at all, but I feel like the pop star, the music artist, is the coolest person in society. Like there is no one cooler than a music artist who's very
Yeah,
cool.
That's
So
true.
I feel like a part like the reason why Ice Spice, first I do like her songs, like it's like fun, but like I love her and I love her journey because she just is like such like a pop star story. It's like, you know what I mean? Like she's just
I
like
feel
this
like
girl
she was.
from the
You have some
Bronx.
people who are just made for it.
Yeah.
I feel like Thames is like that to me too. Like they're unfazed by their
Right,
fame.
right.
It's like they
yeah.
saw it coming and like they know how to handle it and manage through it. And I find that to be just really impressive. But to go back to your question, I don't know. I used to put a lot of weight on it. I used to be the person who would be excited to watch the Grammys and
Mhm.
like would look forward to it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch the Grammys anymore. I will watch the performances afterwards on YouTube because that's what I
Right,
really
like a
care
normal
about. I
person.
I care about the performances. I don't really care about who won an award. And I guess the reason for that is because I don't need that to know that I like an artist or that I think they're worthy of like my attention.
Mhm.
I think that is more specific for them, you know, and I'm sure it's independent of the artist, whether it matters to them or not. I feel like there are some artists who really care about it. You know, there are artists who will comment on it. Like it's definitely, I know it's of significance, it's of importance, but as a music listener, it doesn't hold weight for me personally.
Yeah, I feel like that's like probably the most measured way. I just like do just love, you know, pomp and circumstance. I love, like you said, I just
it's
love.
a glorious celebration.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I just, for me, I think the idea of it is really cool. It's really exciting. It's really fun. If someone didn't win a Grammy though, I wouldn't like lose my mind. Like I
Right.
see some stands doing. I'd be like, it's okay, girl. Like
Right. I do feel that. Oh, I say that, and then I get like, because it's one of those things where it's like with the Grammys, right? Because
I
it's also.
was mad when Beyonce didn't win.
I was about to say that was
I
just
was mad.
that, and like
But that
no
wasn't
shade to Beck,
but that wasn't because I thought like, oh, you know, they don't know who deserves the awards because damn, I know there are bigger things at play in this society that's dictating
Yeah.
why this woman isn't winning this award.
this year, right? It's
This
very
year.
right, right.
You know,
about this album,
it's about
right.
zooming out.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl. It's about zooming out and really seeing like, why didn't she win the award?
Yeah.
And that's what becomes more upsetting. And so I think, you know, I have enough things as a Black woman to be upset about.
You're right. They're not work myself into tizzy. It's one of
You
those things,
know?
I guess, where it's like I care when they're there, but I don't
Yeah.
care when they're not. Like when someone
Yeah.
loses, I'm like, you know, I don't. It doesn't change how I feel about it. But when someone's winning, like I'm just like when
Yes.
Ice Spice won Best New Artist at VMAs, I was just like, like I was so excited. And then when everyone else lost everything to Taylor, I was like, okay, fine, Taylor swept, but also sweeping's cool too. And like I love
Yeah.
records, so like I don't know, I love all that stuff, but I don't put too much stuff into it outside of like the Grammys I put a little into, and then like any sort of like person voted. No, because bots. So I guess I don't care. People's Choice Awards, I don't care about either.
It's interesting too, though, because I feel like awards are no longer just about the art form. Like, I don't think the Grammys is just about music. I think it's also about what is your Instagram following like.
But do you?
What is your fan base
right?
Like, what are your music videos like? What is your brand like? Like, there's so many things now that like make up what it means to be like a best new artist. Yeah. You know? So it's who was that? She was like a cellist player.
I was about to bring that up because the year is 2010 or something. And Esperanza Spalding was up for Best New Artist against Justin Bieber. And obviously Justin Bieber is one of the biggest music acts to date. He's icon, he's a legend, he's a sex on a stick. He is our own
questionable.
Well, he's our heartthrob, he's our moment. Like he is like Justin Bieber is our he is the most impactful male pop star of our time in terms of impact, right? Like
yeah.
Anyways,
the
all
Shawn Mendes fans are going to be very mad at you.
The Shawn Mendes fans know that Shawn Mendes' entire, and I love Shawn Mendes, his entire existence is only hinged on the fact that Justin Bieber came before
And he
him.
knows that.
And
I actually love that duet they have together. Monster?
I don't like that song somehow. I hate a ballad.
Song.
Like
it's like the pop princes. You know,
wait, that's cute. I do like that.
You know,
I do like that. But then they're like
sharing their trauma experiences of the music industry.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I mean, it's hard. I'm sure it's hard. But when Esperanza Spalding won, it was nasty and bad, obviously, because it was like, but like, there's nothing in my mind that second guesses that Esperanza Spalding is a more talented musician than Justin Bieber. Like, she probably just is. Like, she is. Like, she can. Does she sing? No, she's.
I'm pretty sure she does. Yeah, I believe she sings.
I
might be wrong. Yeah, she sings. Yeah. But either way, like, it's no shade, but Esperanza Spalding is like the person who studied music theory.
There it is.
You know?
Yeah.
But Justin Bieber is like the savant who was playing drums at 3.
And also, I feel like the music industry is equal parts technical and equal parts Justin Bieber also is just the cutest motherfucker who everyone wants to fall in love with. Like, and that is so important. I love that about music so much. Like that's why it's the most exciting. Like I'm not like I was never a person who was like, oh, like this actor, like as like you know, like a lot of people are like love actors as like these aspirational, like gorgeous. I was never really that. Obviously there are a lot of hot actors, but like I'm always like, oh, the pop star, like I just want my stuck in the suburbs moment. And when Justin Bieber's hard to break down near my house, and like you know, like I want that, but with the pop star, not an artist. But
I love that.
So Dash, we are actually going to mosey into our last little segment. So this is the Prattle Rattle Off, and essentially it's
nervous.
No, it's actually great. So these are basically a series of like shorter little questions that you just rattle off your answers, and it's about music still, but it's get to know a little bit more random, in-depth details.
Okay, cute.
Well, my first question is one you already asked me, but I don't think you didn't answer the No Skip album. You didn't answer.
I have one more No Skip album.
Okay, name a No Skip album.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yeah. Wait, have you heard though? Have you heard about her recent performances?
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah. Which honestly though, like Miss Lauryn Hill, do what you gotta do.
You know what?
Like, but I just heard that like so Miss Lauryn Hill famously and iconically is always like she's late girl, like 2.5, 3 hours late and maybe won't show up. That's always been her thing.
Yeah.
But in the past year, or honestly in the past 2 months, I've been seeing TikToks of apparently on her tour, she's playing all of her songs with completely new arrangements and like 2 times faster or something like that.
Yes, I heard that. I don't know why though. I honestly haven't delved into why that is. I don't know if it's like, I feel like sometimes artists, like it reminds me of like JoJo when she had to like switch up her music because she didn't own the rights to it, which is insane. Let's just say here and now that if you are the artist, if your voice is on a track, you should own it.
Right, I agree.
It's yours. It's literally from your body. It makes 0 sense. Anyhow, I don't know if that's the reason why. I'm assuming it has something to do with like ownership to the rights of the music, but yeah, I have heard. I don't care though because it's the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Okay, all right.
It can all be so
Come on.
simple.
It's just a gorgeous.
I sing every episode. I need to
Her
stop.
voice, like Sister Act 2, like I can't tell you how many times I've replayed that last scene just to listen to Lauryn Hill like take it. I'm gonna cry.
You said I'm gonna take that.
She's just her voice. There are just some voices that are so one of a kind, and Lauryn Hill is just one of those voices that it just, again, like it's just a testament of a gift. Like
Gift.
those are the
Absolute
moments where
gift.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the universe, you are made of stardust.
Yeah.
Like you are anointed.
This is bestowed upon you. Yeah. Name one celebrity that you are just sure has a fire dinner playlist.
A fire dinner playlist?
Dinner playlist.
Oh my gosh.
Who do you think is hosting and turning it out musically?
Solange.
Yeah, yes. Oh my God.
It's probably
yes.
really specific, but I actually think people would probably be my fellow Cancer, by the way. I think people would be very surprised by what influences her, because even when I think of her discography, I mean, there was I can't remember the name of the album, but it was very much like brass and like, what was that song, Shea?
Is this early or is this Seat at the Table?
It was like earlier. It was before
Oh.
Seat at the Table. There was like a song called like Sandcastles or something like that. No, it's called I Decided. And it's like, I decided. Come on, like a completely different song.
That song
Seat
is
at
amazing.
the Table, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like she probably has, and she also likes to get down. She likes to throw her booty out. So I feel like she probably would have a nice blend of music. So
I agree.
And
okay.
Adele.
Yeah.
I feel like Adele like is such a classy like vocalist, but is always cursing up a storm and loves Nicki Minaj.
It's gonna be like Drew Hill,
You
Nicki
know,
Minaj,
okay.
like Maxwell, like yeah, it's gonna be all of
She's
that.
gonna have like Hit 'Em Up Style by Blue
No, it's gonna be nasty.
You know?
It's gonna
like,
be nasty.
You know,
Adele's
so
gonna turn it out.
I actually think Adele probably gets down.
Speaking of nasty, name a celebrity that you're sure has a fire sex playlist.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Hold on now.
I have to now. Wait. Oh, you know, I know who.
Oh my gosh.
Kehlani.
Yeah, and
Kehlani.
honestly, yeah,
And
it's like
Tiana
there's
Taylor.
no. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a
Okay?
night I want to be a part
Absolutely.
of for sure.
Absolutely.
If you were on the Titanic as it was sinking,
Oh my God.
what song would you want the orchestra to play?
I already know. Get Free by Mariba. Have you ever heard that song?
No, I don't know who
Mariba.
Mariba is.
Mariba is a beautiful Black woman. Her music is very much ancestral. Like when you listen to the lyrics, and Get Free is literally like a song that's about like wanting to escape whatever holds you down, whatever chains you down.
Oh, you want a beautiful, like, you want to be like wrapped in cloth.
Listen,
Okay.
if I'm dying,
I don't know. I might be like Shots by Lil Jon.
I can't.
Turn down.
I'm
what?
deep.
No, I would do that. I would do like, I don't know. I think I would do like, If I Die Young, the Ben Perry. Is that too on the nose? I don't know.
I think that's good. I'm like looking through here too, like my playlist.
Yeah, what is the vibe I want to go out on? What is the vibe I want to go out on though? Like, do I want like chill? I probably want my favorite song. Honestly, maybe Cuff It.
Ooh, that's cute too. I might also want like a song from my childhood, like No Doubt.
Oh, you're right. You're
something
right.
like that,
Yeah.
or like something that like was a real vibe when I was growing up. But yeah, now that I'm looking through here, now that you say that, oh my gosh, there's actually I do know this song.
Okay.
This is for all the Haitians out there. If you're from Haiti, there was an artist growing up. His name is Sweet Mickey, and there was a song called I Don't Care.
Like Mickey,
and it's literally like a 9-minute song. And at the end, he goes, I don't give a shit.
And I'm out. That's how I want to go. That's exactly how I want to go. That's how I want to go.
I don't care. I don't care.
There's a device in front of you.
Okay.
And there are 2 buttons.
There are 2 buttons.
One wipes out music from existence.
Oh my gosh.
And one wipes out visual art. Which one are you pressing?
Oh my gosh.
No museums or no concerts. I know for a fact what I'm pressing.
I think I'm wiping out visual art because I don't.
Sorry, Van Gogh.
I don't think
Van Gogh.
I don't think like I mean obviously artistry like painting and stuff like that you can have without music, but I don't think you can have concerts like I think music has to come first.
Music has.
And I think that music inspires a lot of artistry and a lot of art.
Agree.
So
Agree.
unfortunately, wow.
Sorry, art's gotta
Oh my
go.
God.
Art's gotta go.
Music is like my first
It's
love.
everything.
So, you know.
Movie with the best soundtrack of all time.
Oh my gosh, that's tough. I don't know if I have an answer to that.
I will say
I don't.
Shrek 2 is mine. Like the
That's
Shrek,
so
they have
good.
Accidentally in Love by the Counting Crows. They have Changes with David Bowie. They have
That's so
the Frou Frou's
good.
cover of doo-doo. What is that song? Oh, where?
Oh my God.
What is that
Let
song?
Go, let go.
Oh
That
no,
song?
I Need a Hero. No, that's not that song.
I think it is.
But
Let
also
Go.
Shrek 2 has I Need a Hero, which is amazing.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
that song, I Need Some Sleep, that is an album.
I was
That's an
just
album.
thinking about like
Accidentally in Love by the Counting Crows.
I like that you said that though, because I realized like with movie soundtracks, I like to listen to movie scores more than I listen to soundtracks.
Oh, you're a Hans Zimmer kind of way.
Actually, I was gonna say my favorite movie soundtrack is there's a French movie called Amélie, and the composer's name is Jan Tiersen. He's a French composer, but what I love about that soundtrack is I think maybe a couple of songs were originally made for the film, but they're all songs from his own discography.
That's beautiful.
It's like, are you so cool that like they just pulled music that you already have to make the soundtrack? Like, please, I'll never be on your level.
No, that is literally everything.
But if anyone's into like a cool classical French like vibe like that, go listen to Jan Tiersen.
Okay, and I have to watch Amelie. I want to see that.
It's a very cute, kitschy. You'd like it, quirky movie.
Okay.
I know you getting into films.
I'm getting into film, yeah. If you were placed in a group act, which one would you be? You know, like it's like the bad one, the broody one, the fun one.
Oh
like if
my
you're in a girl group, like what would
gosh.
your role? Would you want your role to be? I guess.
Oh my God. I feel like I would be. Dang, that's hard.
I love these questions.
I feel like I might be like the goofy one.
Love
honestly.
that.
Yeah.
That's
I was gonna say the wise one, but that's boring. I'm not trying to be Mother Willow.
You're like, yeah, you're like the seven dwarves. You're like, I'm the
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like partying. You're like, drink responsibly.
Yeah, I think I honestly I think I would kind of be like the Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
Like a little clown, but kind of a little dangerous.
I
kooky.
love that.
And I would always have like Harlequin makeup. But it would
We
be
need
like,
a circus theme.
but like
girl group
high
now.
fashion, you know?
I need that. Okay, we need that.
Yeah.
All right. And the final question.
And maybe the group is called the Clowns.
The clowns kind of around.
Clowning around.
Final question.
Okay.
Possibly hardest question.
Oh gosh.
Best vocalist of all time. Or I guess your favorite. We don't say best, but like the person like you're walking in the room, they're singing a cappella, and you would sob because of their voice.
Do they have to be alive right now?
No.
Ooh.
The voice lives on forever.
Oh wow, 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 wowsy, wubsy, wow, wow.
Wubsy. Wow, wow, wow.
Hold on, I'm gonna do a quick.
Yeah, do a scroll.
A quick
I think
scroll through.
I'm like,
do you know who yours is?
Well, because I'm like, I don't think I like get moved by like the voice itself, but I would think that like the person who's like, I'm like, oh, they like can fucking blow like no one's business. I think would be like,
Oh,
okay, there's this guy.
I know. I have two, but go ahead.
There's this guy, and I'm not gonna like. He's not like. I don't think he's my answer, but like, he has a song like his name is Matt Corby, and he has this song called Untitled, and it's like just a song that I don't know, like the way he sings it, it's so. And I usually don't like slow music, but he sings it so intensely, then he's so like raspy that like every time I watch that, I will cry. I'm lying.
Tell me.
Cynthia Erivo. Cynthia Erivo. I went to The Color Purple, and I heard her sing I'm Here. I was obsessed with the YouTube version. Type in YouTube, I'm Here. Here. I did a version of her like that, like incredible. So. And then when I heard it live, I remember that was the only time I was like,
it's gonna be my Christmas movie. Can't wait to see it. No, The Color Purple. It's coming out.
Yes. Wait, she's in that?
I don't think she's playing.
Halle Bailey is.
Yeah, she's playing her sister.
Fantasia.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And you know they put that clip of the song in the trailer.
I'm so excited. Yeah. But definitely Cynthia Erivo like could make me sob, I think.
That's a great one. I think in terms of a voice that is passed on would definitely be Whitney Houston.
Come on.
Just like even as I think about it, I'm just like that voice was just there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of people who are living, I would definitely say Yeba.
I don't know much Yeba music.
Oh, Yeba will make you cry.
He said, "Sweet
Yeah.
child."
It's just the way that she evokes emotion is really what it is. I mean, her voice is also insane, like what she can do with it, but it's because like she puts pain in her voice. Like she stretches her vocals to emit like what pain sounds like.
That's my shit.
So that and I would say Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, pick up your feeling.
Come on.
When she won some award and Billy Porter was giving to her, she was like, pick up your hood feeling.
Okay.
He's
You
so
about to
funny.
make a hoe out of me. Come on.
No, that is,
I love her.
yeah, those are really, really sort of solid choices. And especially like
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to Yeba now because anyone who can like convey something like pain through the voice,
Yeah.
I need a piece of that. Well, you convey joy, beauty, smart, and wisdom through your voice. And thank you so much for letting it here on this episode. And thank you so much for listening and watching. Remember, we're on YouTube, by the way. Another episode of Prattle with Tré Vayne. I have an outro that I forget every time, and I'm going to nail it this time.
Okay.
And we're just going to do that.
Okay.
Thank y'all so much for watching. I am so excited to delve into the obsessions of some amazing people. I'll catch you on the next episode of Prattle. Also, wait, before I forget, don't forget to like, subscribe, and rate. And yeah, just do that. Listen, like, subscribe, and rate. And subscribe to us on YouTube. And make sure you're watching the video podcast because I do a lot of editing. And you can see my journey of me trying to figure out my makeup journey. But
an icon.
I look different every time. But
okay, get into the blush, girl.
Get into the blush.
Into it. Get into the brows. Get into the blush.
Well, thank y'all so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll catch you in the next episode of Prattle.
Bye.
Ciao.
You're so famous.